Night of Destruction, the finale here on Season 4 of The Low Budgets, folks. It's been a wild ride, all four of these seasons, and it's only going to ramp up from here.
Yes.
The Demolition Derby, the last one of the year, which means it's our last chance to take some big hits before Christmas. Tommy, are you ready for the Derby?
I think so. I mean, we're all kind of driving recycled cars if you think about it. You are going to be driving the car that won the Powder Puff Demolition Derby the last Night of Destruction in October. I'll be driving a car that has been sitting around on property, literally doing nothing the last few months, but more so has been running in skid plates, has run 2 Demolition Derbies in the past, survived out of those, and has run in Enduros. So this time, this car is ready to die. The reason why is because I had no other cars. The track, I don't think they ever got any new cars from the wrecking yard. So that's why you're driving yours, I'll be driving mine, and Shayla's going to be driving a number 2 car. Yeah, it's this whole derby is exactly a recycled derby. Everybody using cars that have run in the past. Shayla's going to be driving, fun enough, Mike Atkinson's car that Sarah, his daughter, ran in all the Enduros.
Not my Sarah.
Not your Sarah.
Not my Sarah.
I specifically said that for a reason.
Yes, you did, sir.
And so, yeah, and then the 2 other competitors, Andrew Porter's going to be driving a car that was in the Powder Puff Derby, driven by Mike's daughter, Janie. And then James Bolinas, we call him Dingus, he's out there driving, I believe, April's car that she ran in the Powder Puff. So literally, every car in this derby is here to get thrown away.
Yes, so this is going to be a fun derby, Tommy, because it's one of the smaller ones we've ever done.
Yeah.
But I know that as far as we go, you can't really strategize this kind of derby in the sense of outside of just keeping your car in good shape. There's not enough cars to really worry about who you're hitting.
You got to hit everybody.
Hit
everybody and hit everything.
So 5 cars in this Demolition Derby. You ready to finish off the year of Demolition Derby?
I don't know who and what I'm going to hit, but I'm going to hit it.
Actually, before we start, I want to talk about you.
Okay.
In your car.
Yeah.
You've been excited about trying this thing out because it's got a big butt.
Well, that's a funny thing. So we got this car a long time ago when I was doing all the car wrangling and stuff at Picker Part to get these cars to the track, and they handed me this car, and I'm like, the thing that's special about this car is it's small, but I feel like the structural integrity look on the car might be okay to do in a derby. So I've always joked that I was going to be the one driving this thing in a derby, and then it got pawned off to the LA Racing and track and everything else. So I figured, okay, well, I'll never see this car again.
Well, now the joke's no more.
Again.
Yes, we do. Well, I can't wait to see what that car does in this because it's going to be a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah, it's literally going to be a scientific experiment.
So who comes out on top in this Demolition Derby? 5 of us going at it. We're going to crunch time coming up now.
Can't get the car out of neutral. I feel the intensity of this engine wrapping up. There we go. Alright, demo derby time. See how long this microphone can last in my helmet. Whoa! See how long these wheels can last on the car. I got a Coors can. I don't think I have much for brakes either. Alright, folks. It's time for a Demolition Derby. All I need in my car to start. So this is definitely one of the biggest pile of crap cars that I've ever derbied, but that's what makes it fun. Are they giving us a go-ahead to line up? So, Demolition Derby. 5 cars, Tommy, Shayla, and I, and 2 others. See how this goes. We got soap on the track and everything. Good crowd for a cold night, not bad at all. All right, last derby of the year. See how it goes. It's been a great derby year, minus the way things started. All right. I'm already getting tied up with this damn microphone cable. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
wants me. He wants me. Jeffrey Showdown. of cockroach, and I love it. The showdown of showdowns, ladies and gentlemen. The fiance versus the fiancé.
Yes. Something like that.
Something like that.
I'll go with it.
Tommy, you got to go down to the ground with Shayla. You guys booking it out there, beating each other up. What a storybook ending for the Demolition Derby.
I feel like I am in an abusive relationship.
No, trust me, you are. Yep.
Just we're dealing with cars, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey, that was a battle, and look at what car finished second.
Yeah.
This little red rocket finished second. Shayla, who we know is, you know, she has something with these Demolition Derbies. She's got a special place in her heart for these things because she is hard to beat in them. And I couldn't take her down with my car. She used and abused me up in that thing. And that at one time, I just kept waving her on, let's kill this little red thing.
Yeah.
And she did, man. That thing was not going to go any farther than where it ended.
So early on in the Derby, we saw Andrew Porter ended up falling out.
Yeah.
And Dingus ended up getting knocked around, and it suddenly became the three of us. And Tommy, I did one of my classic dumb moves. I drove into the side of Shayla with my front end.
You turned into the side.
I turned and broke my axle.
Yeah, that's a bummer. You had a good shaped car, too.
The car was great.
You put some hits on it. You were banging that thing up pretty good.
Yeah.
But it looked like it still had plenty of power left.
I was so happy with how that car was running, and then, oops. But you know what? I knocked myself out, but I almost couldn't ask for a better ending with you two going at it and the storyline there with Shayla versus Tommy. I mean, I thought that was hilarious. But Tommy, maybe not so hilarious for you was every time I saw you get hit, I thought you were going to fly out the other window.
Well, that's the crazy thing. So this car, something happened at the junkyard apparently where the seat belt that goes over your shoulder was missing. Somebody had taken it out. I think actually someone had cut it out of the car. So thankfully, a long time ago, earlier this year, the people who wanted to use that car, I found some seat belts. We threw it in there. I didn't bother with the shoulder supports because being that you're racing in these cars that are going to be crashing up, the last thing you want to do is strap yourself solid to the car and leave your neck be the one to bobble around. That's going to hurt worse. And so I figured, hey, I'd just leave the lap belts in there and let your body kind of sway in the hits. Well, me being 300 pounds, that's a big body to be swaying in the wind. And yeah, Jeffrey, you know, it's crazy because looking at all those impacts and everything, I literally got out of my car and walked away and I was totally fine. Yeah. Like looking, if you freeze frame some of those pictures, you know, or press pause while you seen me get hit, it literally looks so violent. And it was. But my body, thankfully, you know, absorbed the impacts. I don't know if it's just the blubber that I have or me literally having the shoulder. I'm sorry, not the shoulder straps, but the lap belt that I had. Because, like I said, I usually, you know, in a shoulder, you know, with a shoulder seat belt, I will hold on bracing for a big impact. I didn't have that, so I literally let go of the steering wheel and let my body, you know, flop around. But like I said, we went to Universal Studios and everything else. I was walking around like a happy camper.
Now here's the thing. We heard a couple people talking to us about it, and we even went back and watched it and went, okay, we can kind of see what they were talking about. The Derby from the outside, maybe from the stands, didn't really look like a hard-hitting Derby.
Slower paced.
But may I point this out? Never before have we had, as Team Low Budget, all three interior dash cams fly off during this Demolition Derby. The hit, sometimes it's how you hit, Tommy.
Exactly.
Sometimes you hit someone right in the right corner, and it just makes the car look like it's buckling and everything, where other ones, it looks just like a solid door hit.
Yep.
But all three of our dash cams ended up on the ground, to which I'm like, holy cow, what just happened?
Yeah.
But you know what? Luckily, they were still in the cars. That was a fun derby, though. I thought that was a fun way to finish off the year. It wasn't one of our big derbies, but it was a fun one to finish.
It was just a little get-together is what it was, and we all just had cars to crash.
Well, speaking of crashing, there is one last event left here on the Low Budgets, Season 4. The trailer race is coming up next.